there's a time for another YouTube video. This one, I want to give you some tips on how to improve your cross-country flying without actually adding new skills to your flying. Number one, choose your day. I know it's very basic, I know it's very simple, it's very underestimated part of the flying. On a bad day, nobody's gonna fly any distance or achieve any big goals because it's a bad day, it's hard to fly, it might be too stable, it might overdull up too soon, you might not even get your first thermal. So on a bad day, even the best pilot in the world ain't gonna go too far or fly very good. If you choose a good day, that's a lot easier. Thermals are nicer, they're wider, they're smoother. By choosing the right day, you really stack the odds in your favor, and that makes all the difference in the world. Tip number two, start late. Let other pilots take off before you, let them struggle, see how they do. Are they going up? Are they bumming out? Is the system on? Make sure it's on. You don't need to rush. To do your first 25, 50, and even 100 kilometer flight, you don't need that much time. You only need 4, 5, 6 hours. Most days offer 8 to 10 hours. Take your time, take off a bit later. If you normally start at 11, start at 12. Don't rush it, there's no need. Tip number three, take your time. Don't worry about going fast, all that speed to glide, performance, all that. Take that out of your head for a while. First 50 kilometers I did, I had no idea what speed to glide means. I didn't even knew or use much of the speed bar. I still managed my first 50 Ks. It's not that important. Not for the beginning of your flying. Take your time, glide slow, take every lift, take it to the base, and you'll fly a lot better, a lot farther. That said, modern wings tend to glide better at about 30% of the speed bar, or up to 30%, depends on the wing. So you can play with that and it will give you a little extra performance, but don't worry about it too much. You don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. It's not super necessary, especially to do your 50, 100 kilometer flights. It comes later. That brings me to tip number four, stay high. Not only it is important to take your time to get up there, it's super important to stay high. So to stay high, just take every little bit of a lift you can and make sure you're as close to the cloud base as you can. Everything is easier when you're high. Really, it is that simple. The higher you are, the more options you have. And that brings me to the last tip of the video, plan your flight. Might sound very basic, but it's really kind of crucial to get your plan together before you head out to the flight. It's a lot easier to fly once you have a good idea where you want to go. I went as far as put turn points on my GPS, so I know that okay, the next mountain is this one, and that was the trigger point that I checked out on my computer looking at other people's flights. You have your turn points, you have your trigger points, and you follow that because you trust that you did a good job planning when you were at home.